Hi everyone! I took up a story back in December, and it's the first time in my life that I've actually stuck with a writing project. And yeah, I'm falling in love with the story and the characters and the whole world that I've created in my head. And I kind of went into this like feet first and hoped for the best. And there's a few things that I've learned that have really helped. And if you're interested in also taking on a writing project, you've thought about writing a book yourself someday, these things might help you when you start. So the first thing that has really helped me keep track of events in my storyline and character development and the whole plot in the story is mapping out my story first. It was the first thing I did before I even started writing. I just got a notebook and started writing down major scenes I knew I wanted in the story, and then the filler things that bridged between those scenes. And you know, I spent like over a week just doing that, just mapping out the story. Yeah, it has really helped me keep track of everything. I'm not forgetting any major events that need to happen in order to make everything tie together. And it's just been really helpful, and it's a really smart idea to make sure that you are organized. So, organize. It's so helpful. The next thing is I keep a journal, a little tiny journal, and I carry this thing with me all the time, everywhere I go, to all of my classes. And like at night when I'm just like on the couch, I have it beside me, and even when I'm writing, I'll sometimes just have this with me in case I'm writing one scene but an idea just kind of pops into my head. I've got maps of the settings, the scenes of the world that the characters are in. I've got sketches of the main characters. I've got like just little ideas that came to my head, little thoughts I had that I felt like really were powerful and might be able to be used in the story in some way. Some things to consider page, character descriptions, and a list of tips from Katytastic on writing. So yeah, and I'll attach that video to in the little box because it really helped me when I was writing. Yeah, just like lots of little things, lots of little world building notes, to-do lists, all kinds of stuff. So carry a little book with you. Yeah, and carry it with you at all times. At all times. This thing has saved my butt so many times and has helped me and has given me a place to keep track of everything, because I have these profound moments and then like stuff happens and I forget them completely, and then I want to like kill myself because I forgot such a great thing that I could have added to my story. This is my life raft. Get one. Another thing that is really helpful is having friends. Friends' opinions, not just friends. I mean, yes, it is nice to have friends, but I've sent out my story to 3 of my friends and am awaiting opinions and comments, their perspective on my writing. And so it's really good to have other people's perspectives and keep your own perspective fresh. Which brings me into the next little tip, is to read other things. If you just focus 100% on your own work, you get consumed by it and you don't get any fresh ideas. With reading other books, you see, not inspiration because you're not plagiarizing, but it like resets your brain. It lets your brain kind of rest and give it time to process new things. And so yeah, it's been really helpful with me, and I've read I haven't read a whole lot since writing, but because I do more writing than reading lately, but you know, I finished Emerald Green just recently, and I'm almost done with Labor Day, so yeah, I've just kind of kept reading slowly, but I'm still reading, so so that I'm not getting dull, basically. So a huge thing that I've really struggled with, so I'm not going to say that I don't do it, because that'd be kind of hypocritical of me, but like, if I could, like, clone myself and have myself sitting next to myself, I don't know if that came out weird, but anyway, you know what I mean. If I could sit next to myself, I would be, like, slapping my hands every time I did this, but don't stop writing. Don't do it. I stopped for, like, 2 weeks, and it's been really hard getting out of that rut. Don't stop. And even if you, it's important to take breaks, but don't stop. If you, just get, especially if you have a map like I do of all the scenes that you want in each chapter, like I did, just get them out. Just write them. Just write them as much as you can, and then that way you'll have a solid base, which then you can go back to and, you know, fill in and refine and fix and add to. But it's really important that you keep writing. If you stop, it makes it so much easier to not come back to it. And I mean, that's what happened to me for 2 weeks, and which is the most I've ever not written this story. I'd only go a couple of days tops without writing, and it was just so hard. Like, for 2 weeks, I didn't even touch it. I didn't even do anything with it, and I lost a lot of time. I lost some momentum, and I've been trying to, like, make up for that in the last, like, 3 days. I've written probably about 5,000 words in just past 3 days, trying to catch up and gain back the momentum that I lost by not writing for 2 weeks. Shame on me. Okay, so here is another thing that I really am excited about, really passionate about, and something that I highly suggest, especially if you need help detaching your mind from the world around you and need some help getting back into the mindset of your story, especially where mine is, where it's a totally different world from what we live in. I need something to get me into the mood to write and to feel the darkness and the severity, I guess, of the world that my characters are in. It's a dark world. It's a dystopian, but it's a dark world. It's very different from ours, and so I need music to get me into that mood. And I have a very strict playlist on my iPod that I have created that I listen to every time before I write. And it helps me get into the mood, into the feeling, into the darkness that is engulfing this world. And I listen to certain songs before writing or thinking about or planning out certain kinds of scenes. For instance, I have scenes where there's going to be a fight or a really, like, kick-ass moment or something like that. I play Come With Me Now by the Congos for a sad scene that I have in the end of my book. I listen to Yamaha by Delta Spirit over and over and over again, probably like, I think it was like 20 something times before I actually, like, wrote down fully that scene, because it just gave me that idea. I closed my eyes and I just listened to that song over and over and over again, and over and over and over again, and the scene just came to me. It just became one with me. I don't know what happened, but it just did. And so, you know, even when it was in my head, I knew what exactly I wanted to say, I still listened to the song as I was writing it. and I actually broke into tears a little bit, which was kind of embarrassing because I was in public when I was writing it, so I was kind of like trying to like be subtle about the fact that I was like tearing up, but yeah, it put me into this emotional mood, this sad, very somber feeling, and the degree to which my character needed to feel. So, thank you, Delta Spirit. I'm very distracted easily. I can spend a half an hour staring at my cat and saying, "Aren't you a good girl?" That's actually happened. I'm not proud of it, but it has. Anyway, the last thing that I suggest is finding a hiding place. Some place to go to that is quiet. There's not a lot of like people around. You're gonna be comfortable. Someplace that has all the conveniences you might need, i.e. a bathroom, water fountain, snack food nearby, like a vending machine or like some kind of food cart, and someplace that you can just sit and, or like I do, recline and just lose yourself in your story and just write and spend hours without even noticing it, that you've spent hours and you've written so much without any distractions, without TV playing or music playing. I mean, if music works for you, then that's fine, but for me, my hiding place is the campus library, and I go there. I'm gonna start trying to go there on the weekends at least once, where I'm at towards the end of my book now, and the rough draft, and try and go back now and like add to it. But yeah, I found this little nook in the library, and it's no one ever like really walks by, and there's no music playing on the speakers. There's not a lot of talking because like people don't really go around that area, and there's a bathroom like 10 feet away. There's water fountains. There's a little like coffee cart on the floor below, so there's food nearby, and I don't have to leave that library for like hours. I can just stay there for hours and just write, and I get so much work done when I'm there. Even if you aren't a student, go to your public library and go and see if they have like either private study rooms or like conference rooms, or if there's just like the top floor, if there's like some little like cubby like lounge areas, and see, like, try and go explore your public libraries or your campus libraries and see like if there's any little forgotten places. And I mean, having this hiding place has been so important to me that I even included it in my book, because I've gotten so much work done there and just been so undisturbed in this little nook that I even included it in my book. I specifically wrote down the two aisles, like the labels on the two aisles that are right next to me that I see every time I go there. I love that little nook. I love it. I want to take it home with me. So those are my little tips and tricks, and if you are writing or you have written in the past and you've got some more tips or tricks to help me help others, yeah, just make a little comment down below. I hope that helped you, and I hope you enjoyed. Bye!